Today we are going to discuss about the first chapter of ICSE Understanding Computer Applications with BLUEJ. That is Introduction to Object-Oriented Programming Language. In this Unit 1 we have two chapters, that is Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. So we are going to discuss about Chapter 1 first. After discussing about Chapter 1 in the next video, I will say about Chapter 2, that is Introduction to Java. Now first, when we are studying about this unit and this chapter, you have to know of these things. That is types of computer languages. So what? Types of computer languages. As you all know, there are two types of computer languages. There is low level language and high level language. So make it in your mind. Two things, that is low level language and high level language. And next, let's go. Now let us know what is low level language. So it is the type of computer languages in which the computer recognizes the instructions without conversion to any other form. These are the key points I have. Type of computer languages which recognizes the instructions without conversion to any other form. These are the key points which are needed if you are writing the exams. And so these low level languages are again divided into two types. We have to write over here two. Okay, two types. So they are mission level language and assembly level language. Okay, now let's know about them. So mission level language. So it is a form of computer language in which instructions are coded in terms of binary digits. Okay. So if a question comes, define mission level language, you have to write this form of computer language, or simply write in this type of computer languages the instructions. This is the main point. The instructions are coded in terms of binary digits. And now let's know about the limitations of mission level language. User needs to remember all the instruction codes. So he needs to remember. The next, error detection and correction. That is mainly difficult. So error detection and correction. And it is a mission dependent language. As it is only 3 points, we will have to study the whole 3 points. Next, it is a form of computer language in which the instructions are coded in terms of mnemonics and opcodes. So next is assembly level language. So in before we have seen that in this type of mission level language it is coded in terms of binary digits, but in assembly level language it is coded in terms of mnemonics and operation codes. Okay, so we have to write mnemonics. This is the important word, mnemonics and opcodes. Now again is the limitations of mission level language. Again, user needs to remember all the mnemonics and a translator is required, and it is to a mission dependent language. So see, mission dependent language is same, then again translator is required. User needs to remember all the mnemonics. These are the limitations or disadvantages. Okay, let me resolve the English. Okay, next is the advantages. Like now we are going to study about the advantages of assembly level language. So easier to write instructions as compared to mission level language. It means that when we are comparing to mission level language, writing instructions is much simpler. And again, error detection and correction. Okay, error detection and correction is also comparatively easier. These two sentences, they are saying when compared, these are low level languages, like when comparing to mission level language, it is simpler. It's not that simpler, they are saying, but as comparatively. Like if one use mission level language, it will be much tough for him. But when one use assembly level language, it will be much similar. This they are differentiating. The much similar is high level languages, and code can easily be modified. Yeah. So again, only 3 points. These 3 points should be by heart. By heart now itself, it will be much similar. And next, high level language. Okay, the next one we are talking about is high level language. So these are the type of computer languages which are developed to overcome the disadvantage of low level language. So according to that, first low level language was the, according to that, like many disadvantages was the mission dependent language. User needs to remember all the things and all the mnemonics, operation codes, and mainly everything. In those of this assembly level language, while in mission level language they needs to remember all the instruction codes. So the scientists or developers, in order to overcome these disadvantages, that is in order to overcome these limitations, they have prepared or they have developed another type of programming languages, that is high level language. So from this itself we can define what is high level language. And examples of high level language, Basic, Java, Python, C++, and many others. In ICSE we are studying about BLUEJ. About that we will study in the same unit but in the next chapter. Next, high level language. Next we are gonna know about its advantages. So it's a mission independent language. Okay, what's the difference over here in low level language? Both is a mission dependent language and the other is also a mission dependent language. But when we come to high level language, it is mission independent language. This should be noted. In this we have to study all the 4, because 4 mark questions may come in the exams. Study 4. Okay. Mainly you can study, I will say that, this thing, mission independent language, this is the most important. And instructions can be, this according to knowledge you can study. Easier to understand and develop the program. Error detection and correction is easier. And okay, this thing I say, error, this thing, like if you want to get the 4 mark questions come, if you want to get full, you will have to study this, or this 3 will be enough. So error detection and correction is easy. I'm saying that, you will think that okay, here also error detection and correction is also easier the thing, but they are saying comparatively easier. So more than this assembly level language, like error detection and correction is easier in this high level language. And they are easier to understand and develop the program logic. They just need a translator, and according to the English words and phrases, like as a integer, for integer we can write int. You study about this program later in this chapter. And next is the high level language, its disadvantages. As I said, it requires a translator. Then the mission code of high level instructions might be less sufficient than the mission code generated from assembly. Might be less sufficient. This is the important thing. It should be less sufficient. Okay. So these 2 points, only 2 are you have to study by heart. Next, we said that we need a translator. Am I right? See, it requires a translator. So those 2 translators are the compiler and interpreter. Okay, compiler and interpreter. Now let us know what is compiler. So it is a software that accepts the whole program written in high level language and converts it into its equivalent program in mission level language. Okay, this we can understand simply by a series of by editing. In your textbook, I think so, there is a compiler and interpreter. In that, it is, I think so, I have written over here. Oh wait 1 minute. No, it's not here. In your textbook it is the differentiate between compiler and interpreter. Compiler translates the whole program by line or by statement by compiler which translates the whole program into object code at once and interpreter by line, like that way it is. It will be simpler to study. Like 3 points are there, I think so. In that 3 points, you group those 3 points and write a definition or study this definition. If you want this PPT, just comment in the box below, and so I will upload it. So again, it is a software that accepts the whole program written in a high level language and converts it to its equivalent program in mission level. This is same. So we can write over there, it is a translator which compiles the whole program into object program at once. That's simple. And for the interpreter, we can write, it is a software that converts into object code line by line or by statement by statement. That's enough. And it is also said that error correction and detection. That is also a translator's another use is that error correction and detection. Even that is possible, but even they are of two differences in this interpreter and compiler. This compiler identifies the errors as of in a whole program, but the interpreter, what is it? Interpreter does it line by line, and after correcting that error only we can go to the next error. Like in the next videos and all, I will explain about it more. Like in a BLUEJ video, I will explain about it, how the error correction and detection will go on. And if you are a person whose chapter 5 or 6 have finished, and for your midterm or terminal exams or FA1 or FA2, somewhat like that, if you are seeing of this, you know that when you are using BLUEJ, after the correction in one line by line or in one line by line or in one statement by statement, this, like the correction and detection, that error identifier goes to the next line. But in compiler, directly the whole, if for example, think this is the program, this whole program error correction and detection will be translated. So that's it for this one. And next is interpreter. Again, two definitions you can study. It is a software, again it's a software which converts the instructions written in high level languages into their equivalent instructions in mission level language, either line by line or statement by statement. I said this is an important point. If it is there, you will get the marks. Line by line or statement by statement into the object code. Next, high level languages. So there are three types of high level. So we are gonna study about three. First, you by heart this: structure, procedure, object. Just by heart this. Now itself in your memory. Just keep it running. I think so you have you have got it out, all I know. But I think so you have also revised the previous things that I have taught. So what all things I have taught? Types of computer. Do you want to explain it now? Oh, no problem. I will explain it later. Right? First, let's complete this. Am I right? Okay. So types of high-level language: the structure-oriented programming language and procedure-oriented programming language and object-oriented programming language. Let's get to each at once. Okay, once. So first is structure-oriented programming. They use a modular approach to what? To improve the clarity, quality, and the development time of the programming steps. Examples are ADVOL and Pascal. The same definition is there in your ICSE revised textbook. So they use a modular approach to improve the clarity, quality, and development time of the programming steps. Same definition should be there. It's must. Okay, it's must. Same definition, it should be must. Okay, next is procedure oriented programming language. They allow users to develop their logic by using a number of functions that would enhance the program's productivity. Two definitions are there in your textbook. You could study either one. Okay, example basic and COBOL. That's COBOL. We simply say from Java researchers. And it's object oriented programming language. So it is a modular approach which allows the data to be applied within a stipulated program area. Example C++, Java, BLUEJ, Exit, and many others. BLUEJ is developed from Java. Okay. So this object oriented programming is very important. Okay. Next is procedure oriented programming and object oriented programming. Their differences. This too is must. The emphasis is put on functions rather than data, allows data to flow freely throughout the program, follows top-down programming approach. Okay. Opposite of the simple to study, right? Differentials are actually simple. Data rather than functions. Data is restricted. Follows bottom-top programming approach. That's it. Next, now we are going to study of basic principles of OP. So just read through this. Yeah. Act of representing essential features without including background details. Some features from the other class. It promotes a characteristic called reusability. Next, allows a function to be used for multiple purposes. Just read all this, okay? This is definitions, nothing to explain. Wrapping of data and functions so they can be used as a single unit is called as encapsulation. Okay, encapsulation. Next, yeah, only that. Thank you. So types of languages: high level language, low level language. What is high level language? What is low level languages? Advantages, disadvantages, types of low level language, types of high level languages we have studied, and we have studied about the basic principles of OOP. That's it. I think so this video is so a little lengthy, like one teaching class should be like that. Teachers used to teach us within 3 or 4 periods. I've simply explained about the main points that will come for exam from this chapter. If you study by heart all these things that I give over here, sure you will get fit for board exam 80 out of 80. You know, 9th standard board exam in ICSE 80 out of 80. If you want, but just support me by subscribing, and that's all. That's all what is. It's all in your minds. Bye. Have a nice day. Okay.